Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, what's up? Do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Do not forget to hit notification bell so you can be notified when I post new videos every week. So we are continuing our discussion of the fear of failing as a nail technician. If you missed part one, I highly recommend you go check that out. I will leave a link right here and you can go watch that. Let's jump right back into the conversation and talk about something that you may or may not be ready to admit to yourself. Is this the right career choice for you? And how do we overcome the fear of failing as a nail technician right now? So if you're new to the nail industry, or maybe you've been doing this for some time now and you're not getting it, or maybe financially it isn't working, it isn't cutting it. How can we tell if this is not it? This is not the right career choice for us. Unfortunately, every job is not for everyone. And there might come a time where you have to sit and really be honest with yourself and ask yourself, is this the right job for me? Just like I mentioned in the last video about doing something just because you're good at it. The same can go for just because you love something doesn't mean that you have to be doing this as a career. So maybe you've been doing nails for a while, like I said, and maybe you're not digging it anymore. Or maybe business was good then and things have slowed up. Or life happens and now you don't have time to commit to it anymore. Or your passion is dying out. Whatever the case may be. Again, how do we know when it's time to call it quits? Here are some things you might want to consider or think about. So one, you start to have a lack of interest or passion. So if you find yourself consistently uninterested or lacking that passion that you once had for art or nail care, it may be time to think maybe this just doesn't align with my personal interests and my goals anymore. And this can happen. And sometimes it could simply mean you just need to change, not quit. So think about what it is that could be bothering you and why you don't feel so passionate about nails anymore. Another thing could be limited creativity. So nail technicians we often express ourselves through work. If you struggle to come up with new designs, or you're lacking interest in experimenting anymore with nail art, or you feel restricted creatively, it might not be the right career path anymore for you. And what I would recommend is trying a different nail art medium to spice things up. As we know, there are different types of nail art, and we can always just do manicured nails from acrylic, and then acrylic enhancements, and then with gels. Try different things. Maybe you were doing acrylic for so long and you're just bored with it and you want to do something else. You can always downgrade. You can say, you know what, I just want to do manicures. Or maybe you've only been doing manicures and maybe you've been scared to try acrylics, or you just didn't have interest in it. Getting into just a different aspect of the same industry can be oh, you know what, I'm excited again. This is fun. This is different. I was so used to doing manicures and now I like doing acrylic. I like doing hard gel. It's going to refuel that fire that you had that is now kind of dying possibly. And also it could be your clientele. Maybe you are working in a place that doesn't have as much creative freedom for you to express yourself, or you're working in a shop in a certain area and you're not getting that clientele that's wanting to do it. Maybe switching your location about where you're at so you have different type of clientele that is bringing you different ideas. That's, again, it's going to make you think. It's going to start that fire again, and now they want nail art and such. So think about where you're working and your clientele, because that could also be a reason why you're feeling this way. I know for me, when I left the Bronx and I went into Manhattan, I did it for financial reasons, to be more stable, and it was so boring. It was just a lot of manicures, pedicures. We did no type of enhancements. It wasn't even gel polish. Gel polish was a thing, but it wasn't a mandatory thing like how it is now. So I wasn't even doing gel polish. I was doing regular manicures, spa pedicures all day, and it was so boring. It was just so robotic. It was go in, cuticle, push, file, paint. It was so boring. And I think that was the point of my career where it just started to really die out. And I was like, I'm just here for my paycheck, clock in, clock out, paint these nails, dip. That's how I felt. And it wasn't until I started teaching and my students started asking me about all these nail art things, and I was like, I don't know how to explain this. I'm supposed to be a teacher. So I had to start looking into it, but researching it for them so I can talk about it or show them different techniques, it started that fire again. So sometimes it's our environment that could have a negative impact on us and what we're trying to be doing as a nail technician. Another thing could be your inability to handle criticism. So the beauty industry evolves around receiving feedback from peers, teachers, clients, and all that. If you're having difficulty handling constructive criticism, or you find it challenging to adapt to someone giving you advice, client preferences, then this may not be the right profession for you. And this is also very true when we're posting on social media. People are not nice. That's just the reality of it. So you have to stay positive and focus on the good compliments, not the negative ones. Don't read so much into everything being a critical comment. Sometimes people don't know how to say something and they're really trying to help you out. And you also want to look like who is saying something negative, because some people just want to talk to hear themselves talk. And honestly, some people don't know what the hell they're talking about. You don't want to let a client come in and tell you how to do your job. You're going to respect that they maybe like their nails a certain way, but I'm not going to really take your advice because honestly, you don't really know what you're talking about. That plays a large part in who's giving you this criticism. Not everyone's opinion is going to be valid. And again, I know a lot of times clients and customers will say things to nail technicians, and it could be very intimidating if someone makes a face while you're doing their work, while you're doing their nails, or they say something smart. Ignore them. This is why we educate ourselves, so we can correct our clients, show them, no, this is how it's actually supposed to be done. You were having it done wrong all those years. I'm doing it right. Or this is why I did it like this. We want to be able to educate our clients as well so that we can have a knowledgeable clapback. Also, we can be our own worst critic. So try not to be too hard on yourself when it comes to your work and your techniques. We always have room to grow. Another thing could be poor time management. So having effective time management is going to be crucial to be successful as a nail tech. That's just what it is. If you're struggling to organize your schedule, handle multiple clients effectively, or consistently running behind, and it could lead to your client dissatisfaction, and it's going to impact your success in this business. And this is considered bad customer service. And clients will leave you for bad customer service if you're always calling out or running behind. Because again, if you're starting to feel like, I really don't feel like doing this person's nails today. It's crazy when students say that to me. Just segue for a second. When students say that to me and they're like, I'm supposed to go home and do this girl's nails. I don't feel like it. I'm like, you're already trying to bail on clients? We're not even there yet for you to have this negative thought. I'm not trying to say that those that have said that to me want to quit. I know sometimes you're just tired, you just don't want to do it. But if you're always calling out because you just don't want to be there, because you're just not happy, then this is something that you really have to think about, because you're going to end up losing clients for that, and that's going to lead to your failure as a nail technician. We don't want to find ourselves slacking. So you want to make sure that you're excited to go to work. You're not calling out. You're not always running on time. So if this is an issue now, fix it. And this will also affect your money, because if you're always running late or calling out, again, you don't show up to work, you're not getting paid. You're running behind, your client may either cancel on you or they're going to downgrade, and you're going to end up making less money than you were originally planned to. Another thing is health concerns. So again, this job involves periods of sitting, working with various products. If you have health concerns that's going to be related to these things, or having certain allergies to certain common nail products, this is definitely not going to be the right career choice for you. So I had several students over the past couple of years that just could not handle the job health-wise. I had one student, and I'll never forget her. I felt so bad that on day 2 of nail school, she realized that she was extremely allergic to all the products. I mean, we tried wearing gloves, We tried like limiting how much she touched and this and that. And she just broke out everywhere. The first day was like a little itching on her hand. By day 2, she said it got up her arm. Day 3, she had to end up quitting the program. They had to give her money back, and it was just nothing that she could do. She was just, she loved it and she wanted to do nails so bad, but she was just extremely allergic. And I told her to try different products at home, and it was just a thing. She just ended up having to quit. This was not going to be aligned with her health-wise. If you are an older nail technician that's either still doing this or thinking about getting into this takes a good toll on your body. So if you already are struggling with some type of body pains, neck pains, back pains, working this job is definitely going to put additional stress on your body, and it's going to lead to you having to leave this industry before you're even ready to. Another thing is going to be your inability to stay updated. Keeping up with trends, new nail techniques, product advancements is going to be vital in this industry. If you're not interested in continuous learning or staying up to date on latest nail trends and developments, it's definitely going to hinder your success. This is an industry where it's continued education all the time. The beauty industry is always changing rapidly. We have to stay up to date with social media, trends in nail art, applications, products, all that stuff. If you are not willing to continue learning and growing, this means following brands on social media, influencers, creators on social media, staying up to date with them. This is going to eventually be problematic for your success. Another thing is limited social skills. So building relationships with your clients and creating a positive environment for them in the salon is going to be crucial. If you struggle with interpersonal skills, communications, customer service, then this is going to eventually affect how you interact with your clients. We all joke that being a nail technician is like low-key therapist, but there's some seriousness to that. We have to be personable, we have to be talkative, we have to be friendly, outgoing. No one wants to get their nails done in silence or with this grouch. That's not a good time. Nobody wants to do that. And if you find yourself like, I don't really like talking to people, I like doing nails, I don't really like talking to people, it could work a little bit, but it's really not gonna work out for you, because people love coming to get their nails done, kicking back. They like to laugh and have a good time, and you have to show people that when they come and sit with you to get their nails done. And this is gonna be a big problem in gaining clients and also keeping them. And lastly, financial concerns. So if you're unable to manage financial aspects of your business, so this could be budgeting, setting prices, handling expenses, it could all lead to financial stress, and it's going to impact the overall success of your business as a professional. Being your own boss, again, is fun, but it comes with a lot of responsibility. You have to know how to manage your money, especially because we deal with mainly cash. Cash goes so quick left and right. You can spend cash. So you need to be able to save and not just spend it all, and learn how to put it back into your business. You are going to be your own accountant, and you're going to oversee the cash flow. And again, this is something that may not be for everybody. And you can hire someone to do all this, but again, that can be costly, especially if you are a new business. So you want to sit and think about some of the things that I just mentioned, reflect on the aspects that can help you assess whether being a nail technician is going to be a good fit for you when it comes to skills, interests, your lifestyle. If you find that these challenges outweigh the rewards, explore another career path that might be a more suitable option. And that doesn't mean you don't have to be in this industry. You can still be licensed, you can still know how to do a certain thing, but that doesn't mean maybe you have to be a nail technician. I have a video that I did during Vlogmas. I have another video that I made talking about the different career paths that nail technicians can have. It's not just doing nails. You can do a lot in this industry without even touching anybody's hands or having, so let's say you are somebody that isn't social. You like to do nails, but you don't like to sit down with people and talk and all that stuff. You could be an educator, you could be a teacher. There's other things you can think about, but maybe being a nail technician isn't gonna be it for you. So feeling like a failure, it's a common feeling, especially when things aren't good in the moment, or you're having a bad month, or you start to get several complaints about your work. You start to second guess yourself. We all do it at some point. There was a point many years ago that I started to feel like a failure. I felt like the competition was getting too tough to handle. And how can I get better? Will I get better? It's a common thing. So to overcome the fear of failing as a nail technician, we want to focus on continuous learning, practicing, and building confidence in your skill. Embracing your mistakes is going to be always your opportunity for growth, getting feedback, constructive criticism, and remember that improvement is definitely going to come with more experience. So, how can we overcome this fear of failing? Again, continuous learning. Stay committed to expanding your knowledge and skills. We can attend workshops and take courses and stay up to date on the latest trends in nail care. This is going to be an ongoing learning process, but doing so is going to boost your confidence eventually. And I would definitely recommend trying to take in-person classes because, again, I see in my own classroom settings that when you are around other people that have this passion that you have, it's exciting. It boosts confidence. And sometimes you might realize, like, people think in their heads like, oh, I suck, I'm not that good at that. You need somebody else to tell you, you are really good. You know how to do this. This is amazing. Your work is really good. Or maybe you're in a situation where you are the best one. It's gonna just automatically boost your confidence. So if there's a possibility to take in-person classes, I always recommend that. We have to practice regularly also. So being consistent with practice is gonna be obviously crucial for any type of skill development. We have to set aside dedicated time to practice these nail techniques. You cannot get better at anything that you don't practice on. You can't just use customers to practice on something. Set aside some time on a daily or weekly basis to actually practice your techniques. This is going to be hands-on experience that's going to enhance your proficiency and help you feel more secure about your ability to successfully achieve these type of nails. Because again, this is not an easy job and you have to practice and realize that you will get better over time if you do practice, but you have to put the work in. You also want to seek constructive feedback. So do not hesitate to ask for feedback from other experienced professionals or even your clients. Constructive criticism is going to provide some insight into areas that you might not be thinking about on how you can improve or help you to refine certain skills and touch on certain weaknesses that you have. If people are coming to you and they're complaining about their nails, don't be so quick to brush them off and think, oh, it's just them. It ain't me. My work is good. Don't be so cocky. Ask them what they didn't like about their nails or what they didn't like about your work. The constructive criticism is just going to make you better. If you're in a shop setting or in a suite setting and you have other nail technicians and you're close with other advanced nail technicians, ask them for advice about techniques. Do not be afraid to ask for help and listen to others when they try to give you advice. Also, we want to accept our mistakes, understanding that making mistakes is going to be a natural part of any type of learning process. So instead of dwelling on errors, view them as an opportunity to grow. You will fuck up. Period. You will fuck up a lot, but that's a part of the learning experience. Do not compare yourself to another advanced nail technician you know or you see and you think my work doesn't look like theirs. It took me years to get the hang of things when it comes to nails. And I didn't have social media. I didn't have YouTube Academy. I had to fuck up, figure out what I did wrong and fix it. You have to. There was one time where I had a friend and I was doing my nails for a long time. I've been doing my nails since I was 13. Yeah, 13. And I had a friend, you always ask your friends, can I do your nails, can I do your nails? But they all go to the shops. And I was like, please, let me do your filling, So she finally says, yes, let me do your filling. And she comes in, I have a little thing, I'm on the side of the bed, a little snack table. I do her nails or whatever. I'm really excited. She's like, okay. So first of all, when I first did the application, her nail, no joke, it was like this wide. She was like, I was like, I'm gonna fix it. Actually, it wasn't a fill-in, it was a nail repair and on a fill-in nail. And so I filed it to the best of my ability and everything. She goes home. She calls me a couple hours later. So she's like, yeah, so I was in the shower and the filling came out. So I was like, what do you mean the filling came out? She was like, everything you filled in, it fell out when I was in the shower. And I was like, oh my God. So needless to say, she didn't let me work with her for years. Shout out to her. She is a steady client now and has been for years. But it just goes to show that, like, you're gonna fuck up. I could have been like, I'm never gonna get this. She finally let me do her nails. I could have really kicked myself. But it's like, you take it, you get the feedback, and you move on and accept that you fucked up. So you always want to just analyze your approach. Again, think about what went wrong, adjust your approach, and use that experience to end up being a better nail technician. Another thing is going to be setting realistic goals. Break down your long-term goals into smaller ones, smaller achievable milestones. Celebrate your successes along the way, no matter how small they are. This is gonna help build a positive mindset and reinforce your progress. Don't focus on the big goal. Maybe your big goal is to have a salon suite, but spend more time celebrating those small milestones. Maybe you had a really good application, or you really did one set that was just like, I love this one set. Nailing this nail art technique that you've been trying to practice on and nail for all this time. Reaching your first 50 followers on Instagram. Don't wait for these big goals. Like, I'm not gonna say anything until I hit 1,000. Celebrate 50. I celebrate when every single one of you hit subscribe. I'm like, 4,272. I'm excited. I wake up 4,783. I celebrate it all. I'm not gonna be like, I don't care, I'm waiting until I hit 5K. No, I celebrate every single time one of you click subscribe. I love it, and it's an accomplishment of mine. You have to be proud of what you've accomplished. Stop thinking about the bigger picture. We're gonna celebrate that even more, but we're gonna celebrate those small milestones. Lastly, we wanna build a good support system. So connect with other nail technicians or professionals that are in this beauty industry, sharing your experiences and challenges with your peers, and it's going to provide some type of emotional support that you need, get some valuable insights, because you will learn that you're not facing these fears alone, and you will be so surprised that all of us had these same thoughts just like you are right now. So lastly, so remember, every successful professional started somewhere. And overcoming that fear of failure, it's common in this journey. Be patient with yourself, stay dedicated, practice, learn to improve, focus on the joys, again, of creating and expressing yourself through nail art. This is such a fun-filled job. Like, I love this industry. And once you start putting in stress and negativity about these small things, you won't be able to focus on doing what you originally signed up to do, which is create beautiful nails and have fun doing it. So after you watch this video, I would love for everybody to leave a comment down below and share with the community a positive experience. Leave a positive comment below that can help inspire other nail technicians that are watching. So whether it's a story about where you started and versus where you're at now, or a time when you thought about quitting but you didn't, anything, leave a comment down below. Let's talk about this as a community. Let's inspire each other as a community. I'm gonna leave mine and I'm gonna pin it to the top, and I will, again, love to see this community come together and inspire each other. So if you have any other questions, you can also leave those down below. Do not forget to hit like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.